you're not poor. You know that. You have a job, a car, probably a mortgage, or a decent apartment. You take a vacation once a year. You eat out occasionally. From the outside, everything looks fine. And that's exactly the problem, because looking fine is the most expensive thing you will ever do. The middle class isn't a destination, it's a holding pattern. And most people stay in it their entire lives not because they failed, but because it's comfortable enough to stop trying. This video is going to explain how the trap works, why it's so hard to escape, and then in the second half, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to get out. The second half is the important part. Stay for it. What the trap actually is. Let's start with what middle class actually means in practice. It means you earn enough to cover your life, but not enough to buy your freedom. It means your income is decent, but entirely dependent on you showing up. Stop working. Income stops. It means your biggest asset is probably your home, which you can't spend. And your biggest wealth-building tool is a retirement account you can't touch for 30 years. You're not struggling, but you're not free. And the distance between those two things is larger than most people are willing to admit. Here's the mechanism. The middle class is built on income, not assets. Wealthy people earn from what they own. Middle class people earn from what they do, and what they do requires their time, every single day. Which means the ceiling on middle class wealth is fundamentally the number of hours in a day, multiplied by how much someone is willing to pay for each one. That ceiling is lower than you think, and it gets lower, not higher, as you age. Now here's where it gets specifically painful. The system is designed to keep you exactly here, not out of conspiracy, out of incentives. Taxes are structured to reward asset ownership, not labor. Capital gains rates are lower than income tax rates in most countries. Mortgage interest is deductible. Depreciation shelters investment income. Every major tax advantage in the code is built for people who own things, not people who earn salaries. If you are a middle-class earner, you are paying the highest effective tax rate of anyone in the economy relative to what you keep. The wealthy aren't cheating. They're using a system that was never designed with you in mind. And then there's the lifestyle side of the trap. Every raise, every promotion, every step forward in your career is met immediately with a corresponding rise in spending. Bigger house, better car, private school, nicer holidays. The spending always finds the income. So the gap between what you earn and what you keep stays stubbornly small no matter how hard you work, no matter how many rungs you climb. You are on a very long, very convincing treadmill, moving constantly. Going nowhere, the trap has one more layer, and this is the psychological one. The middle class comes with an identity, stability, responsibility, doing things the right way, get a good job, save in your pension, pay the mortgage. Retire at 65, that identity is so deeply embedded that questioning it feels irresponsible, risky, almost ungrateful. So people don't question it. They defend it. They optimize inside it. They get a slightly better job, a slightly bigger house, a slightly higher pension contribution. And they call that progress. It isn't. It's a better version of the same trap. Why the obvious fixes don't work. Here's what people try when they start to feel stuck. They hustle harder. They ask for a raise. They cut back on spending. They start budgeting obsessively. And every one of those things produces the same result. A slightly more optimized version of the same life. Still dependent on the job. Still capped by the hours in the day. Still one layoff away from crisis. The reason these fixes don't work is simple. They're playing the wrong game. The middle-class game is about earning more and spending less inside the same model. The wealth game is about building things that earn without your constant presence. Those are completely different games with completely different rules. And no amount of excellence at the first game gets you into the second one. This is why two people can earn identical salaries for 30 years and end up in radically different places. It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's which game they were quietly playing on the side, how to get out. Here's where it changes. These are real moves, in order, starting with the most important. Move 1. Understand that your income is not your wealth. This is the foundational shift, and everything else depends on it. Your salary, your bonus, your freelance income. That is cash flow. It keeps the lights on. Wealth is something different. Wealth is what remains when you stop working, which means if you stop working tomorrow and everything collapses in 6 months, You have income but no wealth. Real financial escape requires building the second thing, not just increasing the first. Write that down somewhere. Your income is not your wealth. Your assets are your wealth. And until you start building assets intentionally, you are earning and staying exactly where you are. Move 2. Create a gap and protect it violently. The gap between what you earn and what you spend is the only raw material you have to work with. Everything else depends on this gap existing. Right now, most middle-class earners have a gap of close to zero. Lifestyle has filled it. The goal is to widen it and defend it against every force trying to shrink it. Every raise, every bonus, every windfall, half goes to your life, half goes to building assets. Not negotiable, not "I'll start properly next month." Right now, with the next income that arrives, the gap is not what you have left over. The gap is what you decide to protect first. Move 3. Buy assets, not upgrades. Every time you have a financial decision to make, ask one question. Does this produce income or consume it? An investment property produces income. A bigger TV consumes it. An index fund produces income over time. A new car consumes it at an accelerating rate. Stocks, real estate, a business, intellectual property that generates royalties. These are assets. They put money into your pocket without requiring your hours. Upgrades to your lifestyle consume money. They look like progress. They aren't. Every pound or dollar you redirect from consumption into assets is a vote for a different future. Cast more of them. Move 4. Build one thing outside your job. This is non-negotiable for actual escape. One income stream outside your employer. Not passive yet. Not scalable yet. Just outside. Because right now, your entire financial existence runs through one door, one company, one salary, one set of decisions made by other people about your economic fate. That is fragile in a way that should frighten you more than it does. Building one external income stream, freelancing, consulting, creating, selling, anything, breaks the single point of failure. It won't replace your job income at first. It doesn't need to. It needs to exist. Because external income, even small, creates options. And options are the opposite of trapped. Move 5. Change your reference group. This one is uncomfortable. The people around you are shaping your financial behavior more than any book or video ever will. If everyone in your social circle buys a new car every 3 years, you will buy a new car every 3 years. If everyone you know holidays in the same places and renovates their kitchen on a schedule, you will feel the pull to do the same. The middle class trap is partly social. It is maintained by comparison, and escaping it requires either finding people who are playing a different game or becoming genuinely indifferent to the game everyone around you is playing. Neither is easy. Both are necessary. Find one person who has built genuine financial independence and spend more time near how they think. It changes your baseline faster than any spreadsheet. Here's what ties all 5 moves together. None of them require you to earn significantly more first. Every single one works at your current income level, which means the only thing standing between you and a different trajectory is a decision, not a raise, not a windfall. A decision about what the money that's already coming in is actually for. The middle class trap is comfortable. That's the whole point. It's designed to feel like enough. And for most people, it is enough to stay. The question is whether enough is what you came here for. You have income, you have time, you have the information. The only version of this where nothing changes is the version where you finish watching and do nothing. That version is a choice too, just not one most people admit they're making. Make a different one, starting this week. Not perfectly, just differently.